Okay. Alright, let's see here. I call you into the session, right?
Yeah.
There you are. Okay, so I think the live broadcast is going. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some First Dose DLC. We're talking to Raging Demon, an expert on the mystery. Love your input and information as always, Rage.
Kiffin Brothers.
Keflon. So I know we actually played this the other day, and this we're actually doing a live stream now. But what was your take on the similarities? The last time you played single player and First Dose DLC, like, did you notice anything weird and significant about the missions that we had played?
The last mission that I remember us playing was the one where we're like tripping balls and we're like going through the tunnel and we like teleport to different locations in the map, like different scenarios, like the one with the flood and the one with the rabbit and the one
That's
with
right. We should probably do that one again. We'll do that one here in a second. That one's called. Is that Welcome to the Troop? Oh, let me see. Let me make sure here. Or no, that's Badunkadunk.
Hopefully you get to be the rabbit this time, so you can make it all the
We
way
shall
to
see.
the
I've never made it.
photo.
Yeah, so the last one we did was Fatal Excursion. So this is something that I was showing in the last videos that I did. Ooh, look, exactly at 2:16. We did Welcome to the Troop, which was very closely reminiscent to Trevor's missions. We did Designated Driver, which was a lot like what Trevor was doing in his Merryweather heist. Then last thing I did was Fatal Excursion, which is a lot like how he left the Lost's camp blowing up at night, and also blowing up the house of the O'Neills. So then we got to Uncontrolled Substance, which next video I'm going to do is going to deep dive on that a little bit. But yeah, let's see if we can actually get to be the rabbit this time. And let's see if I can get you. You're in the session with me at the moment, are you not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Send you an invite to the session. So, okay, so let's take this into consideration for anyone who's coming here from the videos that I actually posted, right? So what I showed was the very beginning of First Dose DLC seemed to be related to Trevor's missions. And we see this happening all the way to Trevor going into Los Santos. So now, if we were still following that same method of reasoning, at this moment in the procession of the missions, we're seeing that we have already done the Merryweather heist. We're seeing that we've already have Trevor back at LS from him being unlocked. And something is happening in between here where now we're having a trip. I'm going to wait till 4:20 at this point. We're 4 minutes in. And this is exactly like how when we smoke weed in the single player with Barry, we actually have a psychotic trip where we're either fighting clowns with Trevor or we're fighting the aliens with Michael. And this is the only other time we have a psychotic trip, except when he takes the ketamine with Jimmy. Again, this is all around the same time period. Seems to be taking place. I like this strange cut. And again, lab rat, right? Because we're looking for the rat. See Raging, you see the eagle and the snake. Badunkadunk. T and R. Notice he's got the two eyes on his nipples and the island reference on his stomach. Again, we see when the beginning of the first dose, she uses what one guy mentioned was the airplane move on wrestling. She does the same thing here. It's an airplane reference. The spin and airplanes. And 69. So the only thing I always relate to with 69 is the game itself. 69 missions in the game.
To the newest member of our troop. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were one of our kind of people. No fucks given, ready to raw dog reality into submission at a moment's notice. You helped us find this place. You helped us fight those biking fucks. And now, we're ready to party. Freshius, Metasaurus!
Alright, Freshius Metasaurus. So like the dinosaur again. Dinosaur reference.
Dinosaurs are alive, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Now listen here, you've been good to us. Treated me like a brother.
Like a brother.
That's why we want you.
And this is our initiation.
Going into business, my friend.
See, that's what it keeps emphasizing over and over again. This is going to be some kind of a mind fuck, out of body experience. And it's interesting that we see the rat. Immediately we see the rat. And we also see the connection with the Yeti, the Sasquatch. But look at the fishes. The Vesica Pisces, maybe? The fishes. And then immediately we see the rabbits. So this is exactly what Chef was doing when the very beginning of First Dose, he drank this. And he was going through his own out-of-body experience. Again with the eye, over and over again, the eye. And the rabbit is associated with the death of the Ingo, yeah. Because that's what they keep saying, is killed the Ingo. Don't get left behind.
I wonder
yeah,
if
it was his heart,
you know? The heart chakra.
So they keep saying we're trying to get to the heart of the game. And again, why are we chasing the Yeti? Don't get left behind. And then this is, to me, is one of the weirdest ones, is we see the witch's mask in connection with the golden ship. Is this Michael's ship that was stolen? Yeah, and if you look at the time, like you were telling me, you can see it's moving at a non-stop. The hours are just going by. So we get a golden mask and a golden ship. He says we're in your head. Looks like we're in this together. So it means we're doing this together.
The Bigfoot teleported and he became, instead of a Bigfoot, he teleported to the boat where he was a zombie instead.
And again, there was a green smoke too.
Well, I'm the witch now.
So I'm the witch. Now I'm starting in the ocean. It says deep water, but for some reason in the snow, it's glitching out, not giving me the storm. So you can actually see, it's literally all in your head. Watch out for the waves. Now the only time we literally see a tugboat too is with the, in the Capo Polaro movie. It shows the woman riding off on a tugboat. And where I am in the map is pretty strange. What are you going through at the moment?
I'm seeing the blimps explode.
So you're over there by Legion Square.
I'm in Pillbox Hill.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the one where usually would end with classic tunnel phase, lab rat staple. Check out the spinning.
Wait, don't teleport yet. I'm in the Epsilon thing right now, and I noticed
So
that there's something
Lucha, this is
floating on
something I
this
never
thing.
heard before. Lucha is saying, "You're sitting on me, Dax," the whole time. So going back to where he's not anywhere, he's having an out-of-body experience. He's sitting right next to Lucha. That's what he just said. It's interesting because now I'm over here by these islands, over by where we killed Devin Whipson. So traditionally I should see next the alien invasion, but they, for some reason at the end of this trip, they've been giving us the pyramid. (11:11). Did you go through the portal yet?
Not yet. I'm looking at. I'm in the sky where the Epsilon heaven is supposed to be. I noticed that at the end of the tunnel where the teleporter is, there are multiple of the Epsilon symbols. There's 4 of them put together.
Yes.
And
I
it
noticed
looks
that
like-
too, where it shows they're like literally put together like through the gate, right? And you notice that the multiple gates equated to multiple Epsilon symbols superimposed on top of each other, right?
Yeah,
I've
so
noticed
when
that
you-
too.
When you look at the map, it says Kiflum 1 out of 4, and when you it's one symbol. When you zoom in all the way, it's 4 different symbols right next to each other.
They're all going straight up from one to the other too. Find that to be quite interesting. As if you're supposed to do Epsilon right after one after the other. At least was my assessment from what those clues. So that's what's interesting is that, so we're seeing 2 different paths here, right? One that starts in the city with Legion Square as you're beginning at Pillbox Hill, and then moves to this Epsilon, and then usually we're seeing a connection with the pyramids. Where we look at the other side, we see we're keeping the Witch's Mask, we're keeping Rain, which again, Witch, Ursula, my assumption, Rain. But we're also seeing this connection with High Waters. We also see power plant. We also see things that we would mostly associate with like a factory. Like we're seeing tugboats, High Waters, Storm, and a Witch's Mask. And then we're seeing this negative vibes concept. This again goes back to any mystery hunter will tell you who's paid attention to the clues. There's 2 paths being shown here. One of the bad, one of the good. Are we supposed to do both, you know? How do we do both? Are we just supposed to do one and start the game over and do the other? Or are we supposed to magically figure it out and go the middle way? I think it's interesting that we keep seeing motorcycles too.
What do you think is up with the motorcycles?
It's interesting. It's always motorcycles, because the only person again associated with motorcycle is Franklin. He's the one given a motorcycle since the beginning of the game. But it could also be a lost reference, because I'm always trying to put into correlation between what's being shown to us in the game as being shown to us also in these new DLCs. And we're seeing things like with Don't Cross the Line shown with the pyramids. We're seeing that this is like having to drive up some kind of ramp, that if we're not going fast enough we're going to miss it. Did you notice that? Like when you started in Pillbox Hill, if you didn't continue at the speed that you were going, you're going to falter and crash. You have to keep going at that same speed. That's what they keep showing us, that this is a buildup of something. What are we building up in the game? You see what I mean? What are we building up? And that's why there's this thing to do with the missions. Certain missions are talking about very specific things. I think that is what's really going on We're only building up the certain missions to build up that part of the story, if that makes sense. But we'll get to that in another video. I'm going to go through the portal.
Alright.
Let's see how deep this thing goes.
That's weird. Yeah, now I'm at the pyramids,
I'm enforcing
which is
Kuro with the aliens.
don't cross the line, and also Cubid 3. But most importantly, the way these pyramids are shown to us, the way the mountain range is shown to us in the game. And I saw this blue line glowing in the map before I even teleported to it. And like you said before, it's interesting that we're at the dam. We're right at the dam. Also next to the power plant, where Michael dies when the next mission takes us. But also next to where Trevor dies. So what do we make? Sorry, go right ahead.
In the Forcing Kuro, there's a bunch of aliens getting shot against the military people, and you can actually shoot them. Whenever you shoot them, you get like a little bit of experience. You kill them.
It's an invasion from the egg. So again, if we're looking at the clues, we keep saying this being in relationship to brute force, this being in relationship to another method, another way of doing something. That's why I said we cannot deny the fact that more than one path is being shown throughout the game. But it's just interesting the way it's being shown. One's the invasion and the other one's ascension through Epsilon. It's almost as if there are two ways to play the game, through Trevor or Michael. Interesting to note too, in looking back at the portal, it looks like a Vesica. And again, symbolically,
the green light going down, it looks like the light is being beamed down or beamed up. But whenever you get close to the beam, the motorcycle explodes automatically.
we're seeing blue and red over here connected to this path. But symbolically, they keep showing us this chain with this S being shown one way then the other, next to the, again, the Vesica Pisces, the womb, or the eye. Oh crap, I'm actually got too close. I'm warping. I see you. The tunnel, though, is interesting. Because it makes me think of the banners that you were talking about before. We see these flags, right?
It's a long tunnel. This must be out turf fields, know what I mean?
They're going through a colonoscopy of the Statue of Happiness. Go down the rabbit hole. And then it goes backwards. Go down the rabbit hole. Ever feel like things are back to front? Like your world's totally flipped. Now that right there is the biggest clue left to us by Rockstar. Like, they're telling us something right there.
What's on the other side? Go into line.
Alright, I'm gonna make it through the portal right now. Well, they change you into a king, too. Where they gave us a witch's head before, they gave us a king.
I turned into a queen.
You were a queen?
Yeah.
and I was a king. So again, duality.
Hey, look! A rabbit! Kill the rabbit!
Kill the rabbit. Kill the rabbit.
I'm the rabbit again. Shoot.
No, if I kill you though, look, I'll turn into the rabbit, I think. Yeah. Soon as I kill you, it turns me into the rabbit.
They're gonna eat you!
So what does that mean metaphorically? Why, if I hunt you, I'm the prey afterwards. You see what I mean? Like, what's the symbolism here? Hunt the rabbit, and then even when we look at second dose, kill yourself, and all this will end. Kill your ego. So again, there's some kind of metaphorical truth being said here. You see what I mean?
This is a deep groove, dudes.
This is something you talked about before, like killing the beast. Killing the beast is not the right way, right? Because the beast is the one that gets you through the door. Because the only person who can make it through is the rabbit.
I am totally the brain in someone's gut right now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look, go over to the portal. Beat me there, and look what it says.
Access denied. Rabbits only.
Access denied, rabbits only. So you're supposed to kill the rabbit, is what he's telling you to do, and the rabbit is you, is yourself. And at the same time, the only person that's going to make it through is the beast. The rabbit. The prey. You see what I mean? This is a metaphor for something, but what?
Are you getting beamed up as a
I
rabbit?
am getting beamed up as a rabbit. But again, being beamed up. Beam me up Uranus. You know what I mean? And then look, we're now dropping in from being beamed up. Just like the trip with Michael. The key is we've been to the other side together.
I'm coming, my buddy! Let's go, let's go! We're coming home!
Ooh, I landed in the pool.
Nice.
Wow, just wow. I don't even know what to say, guys. How cray-cray was that? We
You're
beat
by
the other
where
side.
Dawn and the tree, right?
This is the shit right
Yeah,
here the
close.
government should be putting in the water supply. Hadouken!
I got a strange beep. Beep! There it was. Strange beep. And then we spawn over at the atomic. So even if we think about single player, right? So let's say we were at that stage in single player where we just finished doing Trevor's heist, didn't amount to anything, which means in order for us to have gone that far, we would have to have done the one where he meets Michael with Tracy, and you would have chased Laszlo into the tunnel. That would have started FIB. Now the first mission of FIB, in that beginning, that scenario, gives us also the alien parts with Franklin, where he can go see Omega. Okay? So let's say he goes and sees Omega, and then you start to do the FIB after talking to Davey, and then he'll start mentioning Dead Man Walking. Remember? You got to go see him now for Dead Man Walking, because Trevor's now in the game. And that's where you're going to then talk to Franklin about Trevor for the first time. See oil derelicts and stuff like that too. I'm trying to think about the general idea of what's going on around this time. Like we're stealing cars for Devin Weston, right? Like there's all these things that we could be doing, but also things that we could be avoiding too. Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
I noticed that we ended up in the Up and Adam burger joint, and I
Always
noticed that
Up and Adam.
There's a bunch of travelers, fellow travelers that spawned there, as a matter of fact.
So then the next one we talked about, make love, not war. This one's a strange one too. But keep in mind, we're right next to the Bishop, what the fuck, right? We're across the street, Up and Adam Burgers. The only other mission around there that we can relate to is Beverly's mission with Poppy. Where we're going to drive through all the Epsilon spots. She drives next to the store where you meet Marnie for the first time. You drive through the alleyway where she's talking to the graffiti. You even crash in... You even crash in the where Poppy crashes, and where you also meet Devin. Again, talking about the cars.
When you're playing the Doomsday Heist missions, and you end up going to like the big screen, the computer screen, where you meet Avon and Lester's there. As soon as you walk in, there's some coordinates on the computer that flashes. And they last like seconds, to be honest. If you look at the coordinates, there's different locations, and one of the locations is in front of the Bishop, the What the Fuck Bishop store.
Interesting. What's so important about that spot, right?
During Halloween, there's also another thing that happens there, like the UFO comes over and is beaming up the light on top of the
yeah,
UFO.
that's usually the one that I run into the roof and get that one, just because it's right there.
Have you ever noticed the hidden images that are on the UFO?
Well, you showed me the last time when you were setting it on fire, blowing it up, how you could see all those different textural glitches that were happening. It was very strange. It looked like the sun.
There's some arrows on that one, like arrows aiming upwards. From that location, when you're playing story mode, if you look up while you're standing on the UFO, you see those two orbs, the white orbs that are just floating around the map. A lot of people think that those are UFOs.
Like maybe they're also UFOs. They could be. Orbs usually associated with spirits. So this is what we're talking about before, though. Like, let's say we were following the same storyline, right? Like, as far as single player was going. So now we've just done all the way up to, like I was saying earlier, up to FIB, where now we're going to get Trevor involved, working with the FIB, working on before he messes with Madrazo. But again, we're seeing this connection with the hippies. The hippies and the camp over here, the only two major associations we have is with Omega when you finish the space parts, and also where you meet Michael during Michael's death. There it is.
So between these two vehicles, the Volkswagens, I think one of them is the mothership and the other one is Herbie.
That's what you're saying, the mothership from the Truth, right? See, what's interesting is that when you look at the Freak Shop, on the wall it has painted "Drink the Truth." Like spin the wheel, take a chance, and it says "Drink the Truth" is one of the options. I've always found that to be quite interesting. Oh, there you are. I'm like, what is it that I need to blow up? I should have done it. There we go.
You think that might be a connection with, as far as Drink the Truth, as far as...
Well, because, again, the
Lake of
truth was a huge part of San Andreas. And that's something that we really don't see in this new version, GTA 5. We really don't see any direct connection except for the Omega and the hippies. And that is where they literally give us the cheat codes. It's where they give us the whole backstory with the aliens and the green goo. Like it's all there, but it's only in San Andreas. But we don't get that same story dynamic in this one. Not entirely. Not entirely. And this is where there is this whole trip between the hippie connection, the psychedelic and spiritualism, but done in the video game. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that you get the creator of the mystery in the game literally quit, started his own project, and the first thing in his project, the main character, is a egotistic game designer who thought he could create a spiritual experience in video games. Huh, you think that's a coincidence? It's like some egotistical game designer, you know, who created Grand Theft Auto 5, thought he could create some kind of spiritual experience in the video game if somebody was keen enough to read all of the clues.
That guy reminds me of Avon Hertz. How they both create like a super AI.
Yes,
turns like
that's what they're saying too. There's a whole concept that... Did we get it? Okay, yeah, we actually got it. Now we gotta go to the vehicle.
You also mentioned as far as like drink from the truth. Remember like on the episode on track and no
Drink from the Lake of Truth.
Yeah.
Yep, drink from the Lake of Truth. So again, but do not quench, do not kill the eagle that will one day, oh no, do not kill, I forgot what it says, that will one day become the eagle. Pick the fruit that will one day become the great eagle. So again, this goes into a lot of what we know to be true. Like what the devs actually said and what the creators said. We know that Dan Houser, the creator of the mystery, said that Michael was the ego and Trevor was the id. Now we know that to be true. So again, we see this connection to where the ego killed the ego. So that means we gotta kill Michael. But it doesn't say Michael needs to die, and that's what again goes back to it. It's some kind of it's a metaphor. It's not a literal death. Something else is happening. Ugh, can't believe I missed it. Where? Okay, let's go this way. crashing. Sorry, I'm looking at the map and everything at the same time. But one of the things that interests me the most too, like when we look at the end of the game, right? So let's say you've made it to the end. You're finally gonna finish the game. You have the option A, B, or C. Death Wish, kill Michael, or kill Trevor, right? So let's say you picked any one of those. Let's say you picked Death Wish. At the end of Death Wish, and you're trying to complete 100%, you're going to find that your choice wasn't actually accepted. It gave you the option to do it again before in order to get gold, silver, or bronze. Would find it to be quite interesting because it's almost as if they wanted you to do it again, to try another approach. Because what I think is interesting is if you pick the Death Wish option, right? What is the first thing that Frank says when he's talking to... he's asking for advice. He calls Lester, and he says, what should I do? What does Lester say? He says, kill Michael, then kill Trevor. He goes, are you serious? He goes, I don't know. Yeah, but he says that. He says, kill Michael, then kill Trevor. And I find it quite interesting that the game doesn't accept your first choice at all as far as a choice when you're choosing it and ending. They give you the option to do it and do it again another way. So what if you actually did both? You killed Michael the first time, but then you killed Trevor the next time. You see what I mean? Like you did both sides. The problem is that we don't get Trevor's mom if he dies. And I think that has a lot more to do with the beast than a lot of people really realize. Because Michael makes the comment of him howling as a wolf with the medication, acting like a dog, whereas Trevor gets pop pills.
That mission is called Mrs. Phillips, right?
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite storylines. What do you think I am, a prostitute? Still?
I believe there's a teacher in the game Bully by Rockstar.
Oh, that you think so?
Her name is Mrs. Phillips.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's been a while. I have Bully. I need to play it again.
Not only that, but it's also rumored that Jimmy's mother looks just like Mrs. Phillips.
Oh, that's right. I remember the comparison. Well, what's interesting too is her belt buckle is the eye. You see the shape of the eye again. See, and when we go to... So we can do this without blowing up. Okay, we did it. So again, the first thing we're doing is messing with the headpiece. And then the Ultras camp. So again, we see this connection between Michael's ending... Even the peyotes, we get a peyote at the Ultras camp. But we also see the space part ending. And then immediately we go to the Ultras camp. Like, even if we're looking for comparisons, to me, that's very strange. Especially when throughout the Fooligans we see no Wi-Fi. What's this connection with no Wi-Fi? Because one of the big things that the occultists say is what? Hello, finder. Hello, seeker. That's the whole point. We're seeking the truth. And the one thing they say is that the guy who's doing the sacrifices is the finder. He found something. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that moment also, there's one of the Ultras members that says he understands nothing about sacrifice.
He understands nothing about sacrifice. Cleanse him, yeah, so that he may know. And one of the things, the 2 freaking parachutes they give us there. as if we're supposed to jump off the ledge ourselves, you see? And a lot of mystery hunters have posted when jumping off the ledge and actually dying, they respawned and it was a thunderstorm. That there was literally lightning and rain was going on. You've seen those videos, right?
Oh, bro, that reminds me. I was playing Red Dead Redemption and I was doing the turtle missions. What do you call it? The Chelonian
The
missions.
turtle, yeah, the Chelonian.
In one of the options that you choose, like when you're interacting with the Chelonian leader, you get to choke him to death. If you do that, it automatically starts raining the moment that you choke him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I gotta try that next time, because I just let them do their thing. Why the Ultras camp, though, right? So we talked about again. We're seeing this weird connection between this ending of the hippies and the Ultras. There's the 2 parachutes. I think I'm gonna die. There, okay. This is what I mentioned before, if anyone's still watching, is that how the sacrifice rock seems to line up with the sacrifice of the 2 ladies driving off the cliff over there to the sun at 1900 hours. Technically it's noon, so it ain't gonna happen anytime soon. And Joshua, the uncut stone, Josiah, get me an uncut stone in which I can sacrifice to the Lord. Again, we see the same symbolism being played out here with the mountain. Alright. But then once again, no Wi-Fi. So there's a connection, it says here, between the hippies and the Ultras camp. And then again, Valkyrie. Why the Valkyrie, right? So, metaphorically, according to Norse mythology, the Valkyrie are the ones who are sending us, capturing us from the battlefield, taking us to Valhalla. Which doesn't make any sense why the Ultras...
Let's jump, come on. No, the wrong way. Let's go to the sacrifice then.
That's what you're saying. That's right. Don't worry, I won't leave you. Sucker! Take him, not me!
So there's another thing I wanted to show you. So here, if you activate Trevor's special and you jump off, you can actually land without dying.
I see. I got one more lap after this. Let's go on to the next one. Isn't that weird though? Ultras. Valhalla!
Chelonia! Oh, you actually died, bro.
No, I made sure. That's the only way to do it for sure. They tell you no. I even heard an eagle.
That sounded like a chicken instead.
'Cause I'm free as a bird now. I said it just got copyright dinged. Can't believe you got dinged, dude, after messing with all that stuff you did. It's ridiculous. Like, I go through all this nonsense just to make sure they don't ding me for those videos. But I try to keep it short, like just show clips. Because they dinged me the last time I showed too much of Capopolaro.
Capolaboro.
Exactly. Kiss him tight. Bless you. Alright, we got one more in this. Now, this next one, I think, is the weirdest one of all. Derailed. Because, again, if we compare the single-player single-player story to this DLC, again, we're seeing the, well, not Pacific Standard, the Union Depository heist. We're seeing specifically the drill, the path where you don't actually see Michael upstairs. You're drilling downstairs the whole time. But you also have to derail a train, to steal a train. And it's the exact same animation we're about to see in this one. Yeah, I'll go there now. For those of you who are joining late, we're trying to show off First Dose, the next part of the last video I just did. We're talking about it, showing it off, playing it, before I deep dive into the video. So last one, we just did Uncontrolled Substance to Beginning, Make War Not Love, which again is really associated with some weird single-player content. We just saw the Altruists connected with the hippies, and now we're going to see Off the Rails associated with Humane Labs, which again goes back to the FIB, when we're trying to stop the, remember the perfume bottle, the monkey business, right? It's monkey business. This again is when Michael makes the famous comment that we're having a colonoscopy of the Statue of Happiness. John Wayne was a Nazi.
This mission with the train also reminds me of San Andreas. Remember, there's a mission where the truth sends you to steal the green goo, and the green goo,
that's right. That's a
train as well.
It's a train as well. That's right. And I do want to point out too that you playing the new Scrapyard DLC, you were also going to containers, finding alien things, but you were also finding it during the actual eclipse. You were actually getting the eclipse online.
Yeah.
That to me was absolutely impressive. That's awesome. But again, it shows how they're forcing it into the story.
Yep. I've gotten in both within the story mode and just in free roam as well.
And again,
free roam is so much more difficult to activate and to line it up and to actually be at the right time, in the right place, looking at the right direction.
And again, we're dressed as clowns. One of my favorite lines from Devin Weston, when you kill Michael, he says, maybe go back to business school because clown school isn't working out for you. Who are these clowns? I love they say that shit all the time with Laszlo. Who are these clowns? That's why those two guys are like in the mystery group. They're like, yeah, it's only mentioned here. And it's like, no, but it's mentioned the whole game. Like from the joke with the clowns.
Trevor's biggest phobia is those are the clowns.
Yeah, and he also says when they kidnap D, he says that clown OD. OG. So precursor chemicals. So again, he's talking about precursor chemicals. We need these things in order to create something greater. Right? And what we're doing is we're picking, as far as single player goes, we're picking the pack standard drilling option, but we're also doing where Michael's death scene is. The Humane Labs is monkey business, FIB. Why do we keep saying fuck the FIB? Oh look, it's a full moon too.
Notice how the time is 22:07. It's not 22, it's not 22:30. It's 22.
Oh, it's frozen at 2207. I see that. So esoterically, what? That's 4 plus 7. I can't count. 11. That's 2. It goes back to 2 again. But interesting. So again, the only time we really see that time is frozen in the game too is early on in North Yankton. Each segment of North Yankton is frozen in time. So just like, again, Humane Labs, we see this. This is also a heist in multiplayer. It looked like I knew what I was doing, but I actually didn't at all know what I was doing. Ugh. It's like this guy I play on the strategy game. Every time I beat him, he's like, yeah, that was my girlfriend playing. I was like, yeah, really, bro? Really? It's your girlfriend? Like, you're fucking ego on these dudes. She must hate me because he always gets real vindictive in this game. He's sick of me beating her ass. Whoops! It's like we're gonna fight our way in there.
Damn, last time we did it like perfectly as far as like sneaking in.
You did? It wasn't with me.
Yeah.
I think we did last time, right? Ow. What's his partner? Now, that's his life partner, bro. They got hit. He was my world. It's over here, right? Yeah, that's right.
Look at this rock over here.
Yeah, one of those peach rocks. You can find this exact same rock like this in front of the Epsilon building.
Yep.
Exact same rock. I call them peach rocks. They look like peaches. Each of these hacking things is unique sometimes too. 27 confirmed. Nice. Apparently I'm a hacker. Oh. Okay, I didn't do anything. Well, we're in. So this is where we're going to find some interesting things in these cases too.
When you're doing the mission here in story mode and the monkeys are in the cages, do you let the monkeys live? Do you shoot the monkeys?
I never knew it was an option to kill the monkeys. Speaking of dead monkeys, since we're on the subject, where are these guys? So what's interesting too is what's in these cases. We're supposed to break open. Here we go. So what is in these glowing boxes? There's several of them here. so we can get a better look.
You know what that reminds me of? Reminds me of the battery from the new DLC when you go in the Chilean mountain and you're supposed
Yeah,
to
that's what I
steal-
said. Like, this is one of the earliest times that we see this. LCD with keypad, so it says like standard open energy something power. So obviously whatever it is powered. More chemicals. Ugh, work.
Yeah, looks like one of those batteries that powers up the tanks from the Chilean mountain.
Yeah, there's one more over here. Like one of my favorite lines from The Simpsons when Marge is kidnapped by bikers. Marge is telling him, like, don't you want to, like, have a house, raise a family, own a car? He's like, yeah, Marge, but you have to kill, like, 50 people to get all that. It's exactly like us. Like, we're just murdering people to live our lives. I was good at taking that ride. See, now again, here we go. We're going to a switching station. We're going to change the actual track. Now, what I've tried to show in my last video, first shows clues, we're seeing the same thing happening here in these missions, where we're recycling what seems to be certain single-player concepts. Because the only mission in single player, I see you, where we derail a train like this is when we are stealing the train with Franklin for the certain approach to the Union Depository.
All you have to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
All you had to do was follow the train, CJ, yep. Why did they go to the trouble to put that in Morse code, right? It goes again from the very beginning. In the very, very beginning, like even from North Yankton, this is about a train, remember? You're trying to beat a train. It's the same thing here. We're trying to beat a train. And I think it's interesting.
This is
Sorry.
where the guy gets killed with the train, right? With the...
Yeah, this is, no, that's DeNapoli. That's actually in front of the power station. And think about it. What we have to do when we steal that train, we also have to make sure we steal a drill in order to drill into the bank vault. Look, this is the exactly the same scene that we see with Franklin, like verbatim. Can literally show side by side. Only here it gets derailed. And now we have to go get a drill, or excuse me, a grinding tool.
You think there might be a way to derail the train in actual story mode?
Well, either way, that's what we're doing. We're stealing a train. Like, we're not derailing it, but we're stealing it, technically. But we know we do derail the train in story. That's the Merryweather story, remember? And look, right here, we're literally stealing a drill. Same thing, we need this collect a cutting saw. If we don't collect this saw, we can't get the next part. So just like we saw in the Union Depository, we're drilling. But where you get the choice to kill DeNapoli is over here. This is also where we're chasing with Michael, remember?
Yeah.
Only we're chasing him on the railroad.
The people that send you to kill the Napoli, the Mrs.
Thornhill. Nigel.
and Nigel. I believe they're the Epsilon is they're part of the Epsilon group, the cult. And not only are they part of the cult, but I think they might even be like the founders, to be honest.
Interesting. Oh, shit. God damn it. Okay, sorry about that. First time driving. Flipped over the edge. It's literally a straight line. Yeah, no, this is where you have the option to take DiNapoli. You park them right here. This is also where we are killing Michael. Chasing him through everything. Time is still frozen, too. You're on the guns? No. I got the pilot. Now, what's interesting is that we're literally cutting open these little red squares. And the only other we see is the spirit of Los Santos. Which again goes back to the beginning of the game. Just drugs. We need 5 of them. There's one. And it's
So
gold.
Notice that the drugs come into a syringe. Do you know why that is?
No, I don't.
It's because it's green goo that they're injecting. The green, fluorescent light that you see in the front of the train is like toxic if you like breathe it in. That is actually a drug. And I also believe it's connected to like alien DNA, which is exactly what the green goo is.
The front is Spirit of Los Santos. Which again, the rat. Catching the rat by its tail. The owl is. Who's the rat in GTA 5? Can you guess?
Michael.
Michael's the rat. Yep. So how do we catch the rat by its tail? But this, I find it quite interesting. We're talking about the truth and the green goo. And the first thing we see here is actual like masma. There's a toxic waste or chemicals being spilled with a green mist that we can't get near. $47.15. Made in the US is $47.63. See that? Look at all these numbers. 47.48. Oh yeah, look at that, a missile. Interesting.
Did you ever play Max Payne?
No, I never played any of the newer ones. Played like the very first one, but I don't even remember the story. It's been so long.
That's where the whole green goo thing started, I guess.
And Max Payne?
Yeah. They call it Valkyrie in that game. And it's
Valkyrie?
a drug that you inject.
So again, Valkyrie is something we saw with the Ultras camp last mission. The Valkyrie.
When Max gets injected with the Valkyrie, he has like this like outer body experience where he breaks the third wall, the fourth wall, I think is what you call it, and he realizes that he's just a video game.
Man, which version of Max Payne was that?
It's the first game.
I remember that one. Let's see, even here, look, green goo everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's poisoning me. Starting to feel like I'm drunk in the game.
Which kind of reminds me of the Epsilonians. The Epsilonians know that they're in a fictional universe. They know that they're like part of like a video game. They're pretty much like, it reminds me of the Red Dead Redemption, of the Awakened, what do you call it, like with the 7th generation missions, they call it like an awakened demon or awakened, what was it? The
7th generation cult.
Yeah, when
The
with the shepherd, he tells you, oh, he's nothing but an awakened demon, I think it's called here.
he says we are not afraid because we are the chosen few. We are the awakened ones. They are not.
Awakened behemoths, I think is how he
they're the behemoths. Now you can't see it because it's snowing, but this right here is actually the Spirit of Los Santos plate right here. Unfortunately, it's covered right now because of snow. But again, why would they crash us right here in front of Michael's death scene? And the one thing that I want to say is that that they overstate over and over again is that this ending for Michael is absolutely insane. Doesn't make any sense, is what the actors are saying. Am I picking you up or just going?
Well, there was a picture I wanted to take of the
Oh, okay.
one of the trains. I think it has a picture of an owl, and I wanted to take a picture of it.
Oh, that's back there. That's the Spirit of Los Santos. So again, we're seeing something connected to the ending of Trevor associated with his stars. When he decided to kill DiNapoli. We see the choice to kill Michael, which ends here. And we also see a train associated with derailment, also associated with Franklin stealing a train for using depository the drill approach.
I found it.
We also see the world. He's standing on top of the world. A lot of people always ask what that meant on the red panel.
And then on the bottom left, you see the CB U2X. I'm in the truck already.
Oh, sorry, I'm just shooting at people. Let's see how long it lasts. Oh, wrong person I'm shooting at. There we go, kill for Allah, kill for Jesus. Oof. Try and knock you off, but it ain't working. So again, this is the last mission that starts us on the path of the LSD and First Dose. And it's interesting that it seems to be more correlated to where our ending choice is Michael's death. Also seems to be associated with Ultros Camp and also the Hippie Camp, which is also associated with Omega's, the space part, and Michael's death. I find that a little bit too much of a coincidence, if you know what I mean. It's all like the general area associated with Michael's death.
That's another place where during Halloween there's a UFO on top of the
Yeah.
tower.
What do they say? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, it's probably a duck. It's like all the things are pointing to it, and maybe that's what it is. Because again, if they're trying to reinforce the message.
Oh crap, you dropped me.
Oh, don't worry, I'll come back. Well, we're
Remember
going.
in San Andreas,
We don't
whenever
need no
you steal
road.
the green goo and you deliver it to the truth, he tells you, like, from now on, this is gonna be year 0.
Is it time started all over again? $27 confirmed. 9 is God. We did it. Ma! We did it! Oh. Sorry, she doesn't live here. Again, this is supposed to be the end of this DLC. And then we got Second Dose that starts off. Now, just like I did with First Dose, I can show how it's literally Trevor's missions. Second Dose literally starts at the beginning of the game with Franklin and Michael's missions, all the way to, again, some weird in-between stage. So it's weird that we would see a trip around the time when the FIB missions are being unlocked, and it's strange that we would see the ending being more associated with killing DiNapoli, choosing the second option to the Union Depository heist, and also seeing Michael's death. And also the ending of the Ultros camp with Trevor. All that just shown in 3 missions. All again continuing in the story, as if we were following the story. Well, come inside here real quick since we're here. Let's go talk about it. This is where you're going to see that thing written on the wall, the writing on the wall, as they say.
There's a bunch of crazy ass graffitis over here with a lot of
Yeah, but a lot of it associated with very specific things. Like, it's interesting, I couldn't find anything to do with the wrestling. Hey, howdy, what's up, man? I couldn't find anything to do with the wrestling, except for the connection with Taco Bomb, and yet here I have Taco Bomb and wrestling. We also find the sharks. But here it says, take a chance. Either join the Lost, show your butthole, take 10 hits, or drink the truth. And the truth is outlined with green.
There's a bunch of other, like, luchador looking guys
Hey.
with the masks.
It's a good thing we have somebody here who speaks Espanol. You say luchadoro. I see the flying dildo. Hold on, excuse me. I know exactly where that's at. We also see one of the games immediately here is Space Monkey. Again with the bros. Hey, Mr. Ozboss. Nice to see you here, man. Got any questions? Go ahead, type it out while we're still here. Get direct response. We also see more Ron Nick. Ron Taco Bomb. Again, the Taco Bomb. But again, the Illuminati eye associated with wings. Now this is very interesting. I'm going to show this on my next video. Sorry, when we get into the Second Dose DLC, where they actually show you the airplane missions, I believe that they're making references to. But again, we're seeing the two wings associated with the mystery and the eye. But why fuck the FIB? Hover just above them in the wind turbine side. There are 6 Mexican bandly. Interesting. But why fuck the FIB? There's never been anything in First Dose or Second Dose that we have to do with the FIB, right? There's nothing. There's never anything that we're messing with. The best thing we can come up with is the Humane Labs. We don't mess very much with Merryweather. What do you think? Bandits. Mexican said there are 6 Mexican bandits. Interesting. Nice. You found the Yeti too. Space Cadet look is associated with one of the wings. And the other side, get fucked, make friends. LSD high 5. Alright, since we're all still here, more people are showing up, I guess. Do you want to keep on going?
Sure.
Alright, let's keep going. So, let's talk about Second Dose since we're already here. Remember we talked about, so something else is going on about stalling the game, guys. Where we're seeing this connection with certain parts, certain things need to be done before you get to certain parts of the game. And we asked ourselves early on, is there any way, any clue that tells us we should be stalling the actual game? And it's interesting that we see this in Second Dose DLC. Like laser beams, huh? Curious what's so special about the house. Very interesting. Because again, we're looking for triggers, right? We're looking for things that are going to basically change when you are there. How else will you the game registering that you're there, you know? So this again is interesting because we were asking ourselves earlier, is there anything in the game that tells us we should be stalling the first part of the game? So let me know what you guys think. What do you think this is telling us? Should we be stalling or should we let that part of the game go? So that's something that it seems that Labrat is dealing with as well. He's having issues whether he should not move or keep on moving. There he is, with a fucking pineapple on his head.
Stop right there. Don't take another fucking step or
I actually know what you're talking about, Mr. Osboss. I mess with those doors a lot.
The slightest movement could send us offline.
You still out there, lad?
See, so what is this telling us? Should we be like Labrath and freezing the game?
Fresh meat, get
Or
over.
should we just keep going?
Don't listen to
You
him.
see what I mean?
Come on.
It says don't listen to him.
Y'all see? The Earth is just a big round ball, and we're all holding on to it with our feet. If our feet let go, we can go flying out into space, man.
I told him not to eat all that acid.
No, it's not about the acid.
This is for your own.
And again, the RPG.
Give me the count of 5 to get off that spot. I'm gonna turn you into Chuck Steak. 5.
I'm gonna die either way.
Don't test me, lab rat. I'm not fucking around. 4.
You know what space sounds like?
People screaming.
Tell my mother I love her.
Hey, what is going on here?
It was for his own good. He shouldn't have taken all that acid.
Oh, shit, he was so right.
So he says he was right. He shouldn't have been freezing the game.
fuck was that? Then just keep driving. Get in, we get out. Keep going. Copy that.
I don't know.
What have I told you about firing rocket launchers indoors?
Yeah. Don't talk to me.
Well, the devs also said that one of the biggest things they do is trying to figure out all the things that people would do that they don't want them to actually do. How many missions do we know that we can send a freaking RPG without ruining the game? Oops, they did.
We got a heli! Down she goes!
I'm gonna fuck you up for that! To the east! Coming up from the storm drain! Where the hell are they all coming from?
Oh shit, where are they all coming from? Yikes. Like, are these all interns? Blew him up, he was already dead.
Just in case, bro.
Just in case. Maybe he had a partner. What is this guy? Ow! Frank is definitely hit. Oh, so am I. You on console? No, we're on console. Yeah, we're on PS4, sorry. Yeah, right now we're playing on PS4. I'm actually saving PS5 for GTA 6. Don't worry, guys. I'll be there diving in, looking for the pyramids under the water. You know they're there. Pick up some much needed ammunition. Those precious snacks. There's like one dude who's not... Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know. My PS4 died. I had to get a newer one. I'll be on 5 soon, though. Don't worry. But again, right? So what are we seeing here? This whole beginning part is very strange. We're seeing that it actually starts with Friedlander. And it was... Rat having a crazy hallucination where he thinks he should be holding completely still. So like the world is frozen. Now, what's very strange about this is there's something being said in the mystery community about the game being stalled at certain times while you're doing other parts of the game. So it's very interesting that we see this stall being portrayed in this mission, but they're telling us that it doesn't need to be done. Like, Lab Rat's crazy. Unfortunately, that's bad news for a lot of people who claim that they know which way to go in the maze. Because they swear by it. Oh, you should take at least a week before you do this. And I'm like, why? Where in the game tells you that? So, I believe so. I do believe that, Mr. Ozboss. I do believe the rat is Michael. And they're trying to show us this connection with the rat and Michael. Because we know Michael is the rat. Undeniably. Even if we look at the connection between Francis and Claire, my partner here. My paradigm traveler. That we see this in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. Where there's a connection here between the rat, remember, is Micah. Why is Micah the rat? Because he ratted everybody out to the Pinkertons. Which I think is funny. There's a lot of things to Milton. His name is Milton. Alright, let's see here. Let's go on to the next one real quick since everyone's still here. Yeah, I do believe so. Because I believe that's also why Mr. Ozboss, in the spirit of Los Santos, we see the owl catching the rat by the tail. Because the owl is being used as a... Let's see. So the first one, this is intervention. Now this was the one, like, you cannot deny this, okay? I'm going to play this one. I'm going to mention it. I'm going to show it in a video back to back. But just bear with me and watch what Rockstar does here. They literally say A, B, C, D. Yeah, we do, right? Again, he makes a comment on this timeline or the next. Why does he say timeline? You see what I mean? Like, if we're looking at the way we're playing the game as a timeline that we're creating from beginning to end, then it goes to show that maybe this is something we should be doing in the beginning that's going to change something in the end. And that's, again, something we see very clearly in Red Dead Redemption 2. Not so clear in GTA 5. Where, depending on your choices in Red Dead, changes your ending drastically. You're still going to end the same way, but it changes how it ends that way. That makes sense. Okay, here we go. So this is the one I'm going to laugh hysterically through. Of course, our own timeline is important. I do believe that too. Because the very fact that you can steal the online moon cycles, you can do that. I've been able to reset the moon cycles in the game anytime I wanted by taking it from online to single player. So it didn't matter what I was doing, I'd reset it to timeline. Look, what do we see here? A, B, and C. Now, A is Beverly with Poppy. B is literally long stretch. And I forgot what C was. We'll have to go check that one out again. Let's go to C first. Oh, here, I guess let's go to A. It's the most obvious. So again, we're looking for single-player correspondence. We're going to see something very significant here. This is literally where Beverly goes when we're spying on Poppy. When we're recording her in the green square, and she chases you the whole time. She literally chases you through the streets and passes all, look, you literally from right here, up and at them. And we all go through here, remember? Which means we're going to end jumping the wall over here.
I just realized that the B mark is almost pretty much where the tunnel is supposed to take you, like when you're tripping balls.
Yeah. We should go over there. We'll go. We'll double check it. Was it an invisible storm happen? And this is supposed to be moving Yeti and Chiliad.
I'm gonna send
So the help is rating is.
so you can see it.
And look too. Isn't this the? Yeah, this is the. I forgot what this was called. The truce car.
The
mothership. Thank you. The mothership. Couldn't remember something about breast. Womb, mother, there it was. Uh-oh. That mission. Oh, that's right. Well, that's where help is written. Yes, thank you, Mr. Osborne. Help is written on the wall at 1400 hours, I do believe, right? When the sun is starting to set, you'll see help written on the wall. Yeah, so this library right here is actually from The Truth on PS4. That's why we have Rage in here. Rage in here is the expert on PS4 and all the other games.
It's from San Andreas.
Yes.
Now that building where you guys were mentioning, as far as it's written help with shadows.
Yes, that's over here.
All that is connected with the Infinite 8 killer.
Yeah, look, come over here. Excuse me. Remember, from here on in, we're Ghost. Lumpy bad? Nice, I'll look you up. So this right here is where we hear, remember, he's your uncle, all at least you can do is wipe his ass. But we also get this. Old Fred acts nice, but it ain't so. And this is also where we get the wall. I believe it's over here, if I remember. It's been a while since I've been here, guys. I believe this is the wall. Yeah, somewhere around here that literally says help. Right? It's this one. And it's because of the way the shadows hit it at 1400 hours. Which we're at 12. Technically we wait. We should see it.
Time is frozen.
Oh, it is? Frozen again. Yeah, this is the wall, right? It's been a while. Yeah, classic Mystery Hunter searches. Now, what's interesting is that when we come through here in the mission, there is a achievement called a quick dip for getting into the pool here. And if anybody remembers me ever pointing it out, This is literally the oval shape or the eye that we see in most of the eye associations. It's interesting that this is shown to us here with Beverly, in which you're doing a quick dip. Pardon me, friend.
I just realized when you go in the water also, the red dots, as far as the enemies, that disappear.
Oh, they do, huh?
Look, come back in the water.
I'm coming.
Pay attention to the red dots.
Aha!
Go all the way
I
to
still
the
see
back.
mine.
No, but go all the way to the back.
Oh,
where
there
you
they go.
see-
Now they disappear, and I see the A. Yep. Very interesting indeed. Let's see, it's over that wall, right?
Oh god.
Classic. Now I could have outran it, but I said no. I made my choice. Yeah, Friday time is still frozen. I don't think this is close enough. We'll try. Oh, it is. Okay. Crow moves.
This is the mission where Poppy's getting it off the bunghole, right?
Yep. I'm in love with you, Poppy. I think so. Like, it seems strange, like almost like we weren't in the area kind of thing, you know? Like when you're searching a certain area, it just kind of shows you the general place to be. I think so. So it kind of reminded me. It's weird that this is exactly where they are right here. They're getting it on. That is a huge bag of weed. And then we haul ass, we run out through here. Valhalla! And again, this is where we see the circle with the golden arrow through it. One of 4 arrows that you will see going through the story. And then you're chased. But I want to head over to B. I know where C is. No, actually, let's go to C. Because B is where Franklin is for Long Stretch. Right across the street from where you jump over the wall and during Long Stretch. So again, we just saw a position on called A that showed us the mission with Beverly and Poppy, which is the second mission with Beverly. And then we're also showing us Long Stretch, which again is the second mission, if you count Chop as the first one, right? So what's this third one that we're gonna go to? So we were looking for an order of which way to go. Rockstar is telling us Poppy, then Long Stretch. Again, this should all generally be done around the same time, especially if you're just playing the actual game. The sword's hidden in the wall. Oh, sweet. Must be Excalibur. Somebody wake up Chiliad, Kevin. Take his crack pipe away. Tell him we found the sword. See again, what's here? What is here that we usually... Valhalla! Okay, he tags him. Bro, we love Chili Kevin here, man, but if you're still a follower of him, bro, I'm sorry. I love him, but god damn it, he is on the deep end. So, okay, so what is going on here? So the first two... So this was C, right? think about what's really here. Like if we come over here, I would say maybe Franklin with his other, sorry, I know I'm reading that too. Sorry, I thought maybe Franklin with his bounties or his kills for Lester, but that's all the way over there. What is here though is that flag. The white X flag. Now, most of you may not realize where this is from, but this is actually shown to you on top of a sandcastle in the very beginning of the game. When the intro, where Michael is walking, Michael leaves the psychiatrist's office so the street bums hang out. I should go look on the other street too. So Michael's leaving the psychiatrist's office. You see a cutscene, right, where you're going with the guy with the bicycle, cutting between people. You're looking at the pier. You're actually going to see this exact flag on a sandcastle. Right when the dog goes by. Remember when the dog goes by on the beach? In that cutscene? That's when you're going to see it. This is the Venetian. There's also X's look here too.
That flag is a Scottish flag. I'm assuming it's because of the
Goldfish.
house is Scottish.
You can understand what I'm saying? I'll never forget that. I met a Scottish man once on Battlefield. He said those exact words. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody seems to understand what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I do. You're speaking English. And we became friends. I felt bad because I literally asked him, "Do you speak English?" He's right though. I believe right here is the moon, right? Yeah, Nutbusters. This is where the moon guy is sitting here, right here. We send out the Andy Moon, just like Herbert Moon from Red Dead. We sent out the signal, now they're coming. I've seen it. Men drowning in space. Remember he says all that.
I think he also talks about Charlie.
Does he talk about Charlie? I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Charlie the unicorn, right? Oh. Wake up,
no,
Charlie! Wake up!
The sub-boxer that talks about Charlie is the homeless guy, the black guy.
See, remember those pictures to change. They have Venetian plastered on the front, so when they change pictures. I actually don't remember. I've been doing this for so long, I'm sorry I don't remember everything. But again, this is interesting that this is exactly where, so if we try to again compare single player, right? This is where we see Franklin with Long Stretch. The other ones where we saw Franklin with Poppy. And we go to the beach, the only association I have at that specific spot would be father and where he's daddy's little girl is riding the bicycle, or maybe when Franklin's doing the assassination smoothing. We had them as kids in the 80s. Hold on, let me see. I was there in the 80s. I was there, Gandalf. I'm trying to think. I remember we had those like 3D pictures. Remember they had stores and stuff where we'd go to like buy them. Like vanity. Yeah, I do remember those little vanity pictures. Like roses and skulls and stuff. Dinosaurs, all kinds of weird stuff. I think it popped up in one of my malls. I do remember Goosebumps. Oh, what happened? I killed him. Damn. Ma! Sorry, guys. I gotta yell at my mom.
Yeah, little trigger happy.
Mm-hmm. Classic Captain Bringdown. Yeah, I do remember what you're talking about. That means he was there too. Your age is showing, bro. Happy birthday, by the way. We're almost to 50. We're almost there, Mr. Ozboss. I know how old you are. No, only a few years. Damn, I guess let's go do that real quick. Okay, so to recap, everybody else is showing here. So again, we're seeing this very distinctive. Rockstar shows us ABC. So let's say we followed this example. It's going to show us to go to Poppy first. Then it's going to show us to go do... I'm past 50. I believe it, bro. I believe it. Well, I'm slightly younger than you. Slightly. At least you know we can relate. I make that joke all the time. I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. Oh man. What really sucks is like I was there and they're remaking all the things from my past, and I keep saying all the time, you should have let it die. You should never remade any of that shit. It was awful. It's awful then, it's awful now. You don't have to redo everything, goddammit.
Dang.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do this fast. Yeah, hello to my little friend! Ah! Tell me your secrets. Alright, so that's A. We go to Poppy first. I know, bro, we were there. It's crazy to think about it, right? I mean, we literally saw the advent of, like, Nintendo, like, Atari, cartridges, going to CDs, PlayStation 1 to, like, what it is now. It's crazy, man. Like, we literally saw it all happen in, like, 20 years. It's crazy. The world I grew up with is gone. Oh, I appreciate it. Try to have fun. I try to help these guys. I'm just trying to get my point across, man. We're running out of time here. I'm almost there, guys. Don't worry. You should see the crazy stuff I'm doing now. So one of the things I'm going to be expressing in a later video. So I'm able to get all of Epsilon done completely all within the first 2 weeks of the in-game. And I haven't even started the game. Like, the game is basically all hidden behind a question mark. I know everything without knowing nothing. And that's something I'm going to be expressing here real soon on how I'm doing this. Is it? Oh, let's go this way. You hit a console? Nice, triangular in shape. Okay, like a pyramid, huh? Alright, let's see if we can do this without dying. So the leader is over there. As long as I don't kill him, he's all to the left. All these guys right now are good. I think he's like squatted down. Yeah, he's right here. I got him this time. You got the wrong guy. Okay, so according to this game mode, what they just said, Poppy, Mitchell first, which means we had done both sides of Beverly to get to that point. Then we go to Long Stretch. And then third, it's got us going to the beach. So again, the only association I can think of right off the bat is the section of the story where we're riding the bicycle with Jimmy and going after his daughter, Tracy. This is also when we would be doing the bike mission, the run with Marianne, and this would also be our excuse to go talk to the doctor for the first time for Chaos.
When you're doing the bike race against Jimmy, do you let him win or do you actually beat him?
Now, to talk about that for a minute, I actually let Jimmy win for the reason of that I'm doing it for him. But there's a lot of other things going on there. As far as the cutscene that changes, you get two different cutscenes. If you let Jimmy win, the cutscene is very different than if you let Jimmy loses. But I let Jimmy win because this is how I basically am. See, Franklin Lamar's first mission. It's the same thing too, right? You're letting him win or lose. Now, I actually let Franklin win on the first run because I'm trying to hear the approach to the final mission. Because see, if Lamar will say two different things. He'll say, I'm going to buzz the Fusion Depository, which means I'm going to drill. Or he'll say, I'm going to make a withdrawal, which means I'm just going to take the gold bars. And depending on what he says, depends on my approach overall in the ending. And I let him win because that's the first thing he complains about early on. When there's shit to be won, I want it to be my name that says winner. Remember? It's the first thing he complains about. So the first choice you have is to let him win. But why would you let him win? Okay? Because then this goes back to if you were first starting the game on your own, starting from the very beginning, you have no idea where to go. And if you even try to overpower him, he will jump in front of you. It's only, actually, since we're right here, I'll show you. It's only this spot right here. When you come pouring out right here, he's gonna go this way to cut to this spot right here, right? So if you actually want to win that race, this is the one time you would cut through right here, not that way, right where the world is. You're going to see a black van and a black car. You're going to cut through right here. And he's going to say, how the hell did you get in front of me? And you're going to say, how come I didn't get here sooner? And then right here, there's a cutscene between a car and a truck that are going to run into you right here. This cutscene begins as soon as you go through this part right here. So if you're first, the cutscene's going to happen behind you. But if you're last and you're following him, both these cars are avoiding you right here. You see what I mean? Yeah. Now, if we look at the story, this gate would never be open because the security guard only opens the gate when he knows the truck is coming through. He makes that comment when you come here for the first time. He says, oh, I expected you here 30 seconds ago. He says, well, tell that to the traffic. You remember? He makes that comment. This door would never have been open in the first place unless you were here at the exact time you were supposed to be here. And when you drive through, you can see on your right there are two armored cars there. That means they just came through. Oh, I know. It's little things like that that we kill ourselves over. And here, again, why this spot? This is weird. Usually, when this spot is given to us over here at the banner. Right here. Which is mostly connected with Simeon's place. But they actually changed where the hippies are. Look, here's Simon's. Because you got to remember, the first time you come across this maze, is when you're driving out through this parking lot over here. But this is strange. They never pop up here. This is cool that they're actually here. Now the only associated spot with this spot is where you drop off Michael after hanging out with him. This is Cafe Redemption where you leave him. Yeah, next time you try restarting Frank and Lamar, listen to what Lamar says. Pay attention to those cars. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can play it over and over and over again, and you're going to see that there are certain things that always remain the same. Certain things that do, certain things that don't. And you can actually judge which direction to go depending on what you see in the very beginning there, if you're following the path of the game. Fellow human, let's walk together in love and tranquility, okay?
Let me talk to this guy. Put me on speakerphone. Okay, trust fund fetus. You got one chance.
Notice the redemption is a pig.
Look at the necklaces he's wearing too.
Oh, not a problem, friend. That's why I'm here. Because the thing is, in the end, is I'm a firm believer of that the game is telling us what to do. So when you start paying attention to what's being said, start asking yourself, again, what I'm doing here. What's the correlation here? Again, this is correlated to the Union Depository ending, where you do the drill. You actually go into a shootout. You're fighting your way through these bridges right here. And I always pick the Epsilon guy that always makes the comments that we can teleport out here if we put our minds to it. You're actually coming out here from the Arcadius building, which is again where we see a lot of symbolisms based on the game itself. But you're only going to get that ending if you go out that way. And again, you have to drop the gold onto a train, remember? All you have to do is catch the train. If you miss the train, you miss the gold, you miss the money. So now we're going to go to Elysian Island. So here's what's interesting again. So again, we're trying to compare missions. We just saw A being Poppy. We just saw B being Long Stretch. We saw C, which is still up in the air. Can't really decide what it is, but it's connected to the beach. Could be Trevor, but since we're in the early in the game, it could most likely be connected to, like I said, Daddy's little girl, exercising demons, and your first Chaos mission.
Don't forget about the tunnel.
The tunnel, yeah. Wait, hold on. What about the tunnel?
I sent you the picture where...
Oh, hold on. Let me double check. I'll try to show that in the next video. I don't think it's going to show when I'm looking at it in the system. Or you know what? What will show is if I do this. So basically the tunnel is starting somewhere around here and it's ending over here. It's like going through this area right here. Through the water is where the tunnel is going, is what we're referring to. During the trip phase when we're going through the rainbows and things go backwards. So I find this is again, I find very interesting because we ask ourselves, which approach should we use during the jewelry heist, right? And again, we're seeing a model of the approach when we're doing the gas, the BZ gas. We're here. This is exactly where we're picking up the bug van, remember? There it is, Bugstar. This is where we pick up the van for the smoke approach. And it's interesting that the game takes us here as well. Sorry, I'm trying not to kill him as much as possible.
I thought we were getting off.
Yeah, we are. It's over here, though. It's Walker Logistics. But again, we're trying to steal something here. And this is actually the first time we see this type of decryption or hacking, where we're trying to line up all these bars together. Where before we didn't have that. That was the first time that actually comes as far as the hacking systems go. We're supposed to be taking pictures of all this. There's one.
What's with all the pharmaceutical shit? Oh, I smell a conspiracy, fresh meat.
Again, I think it's quite interesting. In my earlier videos, I made a comment on how being able to get the positive responses from Freelanders sessions was like a big deal. And a lot of people argue with me on it, just for them to bring out in Second Dose DLC. It's all about Freelander. It's like, again, I do my best not to say my opinion, but what I believe is being said, as far as these clues are being repeated. I think it's this is what we need. Yeah, this is it over here. This is where we actually see a little bit more where they were going in. Let me see if I can get back a little bit. Hold on. So they're hunting down Lab Rat. Again, they're trying to catch the rat, right? So again, we see the owl trying to catch the rat. The symbolism here, we know rat's Michael. What are we trying to catch Michael in doing? Excuse me, friend. Do you have any answers? Scoop up his brains. Something has got to be said in there. Okay, I think there's more things in these pictures. Yeah. It's still 3 out of 5.
Oh, I see one over here.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't catch that one right here. You got it?
Yep.
There you go.
And this one, that's one over here.
So again, Mr. Ozboss, we were talking about before, right? So the reason why we thought it was super important, why we're seeing later ending things being mentioned early on, the very beginning of the game, is because how do we tie this beginning and ending together? They keep making this reference, put the mouth to the anus.
I'll end the mouth of the marabunta.
Well, you know, we do know that a lot was cut from storyline DLC. I mean, it's hard to say. What our first assessment was when First Dose came out and the trip was like, we said to everybody, like, there it is. Like, what we've been searching for this whole time is given to us in First Dose DLC. Like, did Rockstar just give us a mystery experience without the experience, you know? It was basically their way of giving it to all those that were searching for it. So you can never say that you never found it. You know, they gave it to you. Because that, in essence, is what we believe was going to happen. We really believed that something was going on in the game that was giving that we were going to basically go into space with some kind of rainbow beam. We thought it was going to be something along the lines of like Fifth Element, the movie, where we started to think that it was going to be us basically shooting into space. But they keep saying that this is a mental, oh, collect the key card. This is a mental trip. This is not something we're going to literally do. It is an out-of-body experience. So then it makes us more, then we tried to figure out, well, what in the game are we ever having an out-of-body experience? This is the trip with the ketamine with Jimmy. No, I 100%, that's why I'm here, trying to show off as much as I can. So a lot of people don't know this. I was approached by many people over the years claiming to know more. And one mystery hunter told me back in February of this year that this DLC came out, that he had a dev that was confirming things for him, but wasn't basically giving him any answers. He couldn't. And one of the things the dev told him was that good news, that Rockstar was basically fed up with mystery hunters, and that they were going to be releasing some DLC in December to help the mystery hunters get started in the maze. Those were his words. And so we were like, yeah, we took it with a grain of salt. That was in February. So lo and behold, when December came around, First Dose came around, and what's the first thing Dak said? You know anything about the eggs on Mount Shale yet? What do you say we give these guys a first dose of the truth, man? Me first. That's what he says. So from the very beginning, giving that kind of information, like literally 8 months before the original DLC. And then it was like, when it did come out, it was like, holy shit, maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe he really was talking to a dev. But let me just say, me and that guy, we don't talk anymore because he was a complete asshat. But he was saying what everyone else was saying, is that they all claimed that they solved something in PS3 that they could not redo again in PS4. And that they were all looking for somebody who had the key to the maze. See, but that's the thing though, Brad. I take it all with a grain of salt, Mr. Ozboss, because there's one thing that the game is saying versus what everyone else is saying. And I don't take everyone else's word versus the game. The game says one thing, but listen to the game. You know? But one thing, like I said, they all said the same thing. They couldn't do it again. Whatever they discovered in PS3 was not working in PS4, and nobody understood why. So in the hush-hush secret societies of the mystery, there's a lot of people trying to find the answer to the maze, which they all claim that Captain Bringdown, the Ascended Masters, has the answer. And all I'm telling him is, look, this is what the game says. They just don't want to believe me. They just get mad. They're like, well, that can't be true. Like, well, why not? Tell me why it's not true. And nobody can give me a straight answer of how they know something to be true. Like, if you can show me why it's true. Yeah, so they claim that the original mystery can be solved, but in the original PS3 disc of GTA 5, not the greatest hits. That's what they claim, bro. But even then, they can't recreate those results. So in the end of the day, anything that they believe to be true isn't true. Because no matter what they do, it's not happening again. So that means, logically speaking, let's think about this logically. If that's true, they're not full of shit, then that means two things. That means they were able to complete it playing the game, and not the method in which they believe is the way to do it. Because every time they try to recreate the method that they believe is true, nothing happens. So that means they must have did it some other way outside of what they believe it was triggering it. Right? If they're not lying. But none of them can give a straight answer. So that's where I come in. I'm doing my best to decipher what they're saying, what the game is saying, and what Rockstar is saying. That's my goal. We found a lot of stuff in the game. Oh yeah. But we found a lot of stuff in the game, but it was related to that secret society, the Freemasons. Which I can't show all that shit. I think I'll get in trouble. We don't know if that was
No-
meant for us to find.
Notice how they left us here, like in front of this monument, the Watts Towers.
Watts Towers,
Yeah.
yep.
In the bottom of the base of it, it also has like some of those hidden images.
The
Like,
circles?
I'll show you.
Shit, I'm
Right
controlling.
here.
I'm coming.
So if I shoot the base of it, we're on that one. Let me go around. And that one.
Oh, there it goes.
Here.
Distortion now.
It doesn't show so much because of the snow, but you can definitely see that it has like some type of like figure inside.
I'm seeing it. I know from the sky too, this looks like stars. But unfortunately the snow covers up a lot of that.
Look,
Oh,
this
what are you
one
looking
has
at?
it too here.
Oh shit.
Look at this one.
You got some videos too? Is it under Mr. Osboss?
Jesus.
You died and you didn't believe in yourself. Run away! Run away!
Brother, it is
Mr. Osboss is
12 in the morning where I'm at.
Okay, you better go too. I know, I've been going at it for a while, guys. But basically, if anyone was paying attention, what I'm trying to show here, again, is this correspondence between the single player in the first Dose DLC. We're started on the second Dose DLC, just to show how, again, first Dose DLC, we see Trevor's story beginning, all the way to what seems to be the end of the game with Michael's death. Whereas when we start second Dose DLC, it seems to begin in the beginning of the story where Franklin and Michael are introduced. Because again, when we look at A, B, and C of usual suspects, it's the exact same places and where we do other missions in single player. This is Beverly's mission. That leads us to Poppy, which means we did the first two missions of Beverly. And then the second missions we saw was Long Stretch, which means you had started the line with Chop as well. And now early on, if we start to go through the path in the game, I can show you where this lines up with a lot of things connected with the peyote. And we also see this image in the Perseus banner as well. We see the background of this castle, Watts Towers. And again, this mission begins with Freelander minions stealing the rat, talking about being frozen, thinking that we need to stand still. Very interesting. But I'll try to show a little bit more deep dive of this video, guys. I hope y'all got to check out a lot of it. Mr. Osboss, thank you for the messages. I'll make sure to check out your page. Hopefully I'll get those videos out as soon as possible. I'm glad we could do a live feed. Raging Demon, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting
That's
me,
my
brother.
face! Oh, of course. Guys, y'all have a wonderful night.
Careful, everybody.
Kiflam. Death to all the non-believers. Alright guys, remember what I said. Videos to come to kind of deep dive a little bit to show direct correspondence. Right now I was just trying to get out to show how it's going in that direction, man. I know, it all goes back to, again, the Greek mysteries, man. But thank you guys for showing up. You have a wonderful night. You have a good one, guys.